Sometimes an actor's performance is so good that it does genuinely confuse the viewer as to whether or not it is real. And Chris Rock's performance last week when he was informed that his son had been killed was one of the most realistic and heartfelt that I can think of in recent times. The only other thing that has ever seen Chris Rock that upset was the inside of Will Smith's palm.
I walk through the shadow of death left to fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes people, what is good? I am BA back once again with another reaction in the Fargo series. This is episode 8 of season 4 and it is called The Nadir. Last episode. Never say never, but I think we saw the two lady robbers who prison broke at the start of the season walk off into the sunset after doing a few jobs for Chris Rock. They did mention sticking around and shaking things up, but I genuinely hope that's the end for them. We need some happy endings this season. Happy to have an early one by episode 8. Let them be done. They were great, they're gone, done, alive, cool. I'm starting to really feel bad for autistic detective guy. The walls are just closing in on him from every side, and what's crazy is, at the start of the season, he seemed like a dude that could really hold his own. You know, he was threatening people, gun-butting people. Even the first time he had an interaction with Timothy Oliphant's character, one of the first things he said was like, let's get out the car and fucking fight. Regardless, on top of all that shit, he's also got the mafia watching him very closely and Chris Rock's gang kidnapping him and telling him he needs to do whatever they say. So I really do feel sorry for this guy, and yes, he brought it on himself by being corrupt to begin with, but at some point you will just inevitably feel sorry for the character, even if it's someone you feel is initially deserving of what they get, and I'm starting to feel sorry for this guy. He can't catch a break. And yeah, the whole last bit of that episode was this whole thing of whether or not that Don was going to be able to convince Chris Rock that his son was dead, and if so, was Chris Rock just going to instantly execute Gaetano? We kind of got a bit of both, because to my knowledge, Chris Rock still believes his son is dead, but he was even through that pain wise enough to see that there was something else going on here, and they clearly wanted Gaetano dead, so he did the smart move and let Gaetano go. As I said last episode though, my only hope is that Gaetano directs all of his fucking energy towards the Don of his own family and doesn't just like arm up and come instantly back for a revenge rampage against Chris Rock's crew, who actually kept him alive when they could have killed him. And the Don seems to be making some really dumb decisions right now. At the end of the day, if Gaetano is protected by New York and thus kind of unkillable, at least from their perspective and the way their family is currently structured, then he needs to accept that Gaetano is going to be a part of his outfit so long as he rules. I mean, it's not like he was at that meeting with Chris Rock by himself. There was another guy there listening to all his scheming. All it takes is for that other guy to tell Gaetano or to tell New York, and then this Don is in serious trouble of getting fucking killed. And Nurse Mayflower's run through this series of audacious, horrific, evil acts continues. At least she killed a racist last week, so you know, she's improving. Now she's at the racist hospital, things are getting better. And you know, there are worse ways to die than by macaroon, I guess. At least they got a little bit of macaroon flavour, vanilla or something while he died. Vanilla poison? Sounds alright. But it shows the lengths she'll go to, because she did all of that just to get the letter, just to see if she could get a name. So she's actively doing counter-detective work against people looking into her. I think the thing that pushed her over the edge with this guy though was the subtle thing I mentioned last week, in that she's clearly a pattern killer. She needs to kill someone, take an object off of them, and go to the funeral. The fact that that guy last week was like, no more funerals, I think that just like triggered something in her head, her little psycho head, like, you can't break my pattern. You try to break my pattern, you must also die. But unless we're dealing with a otherworldly level of ineptness, I do not know how she gets away with this. But hey, maybe it was a different time and nurses were just fucking doing that shit. If you were, fuck all you. You'll all be about 90 years old now, sitting there with your little evil houses with like 3,000 gold rings you'd sucked off the fingers of dead people. Fuck you all. I'm watching you. Unfortunately, I keep my ring on my penis, so you know what you have to do, psycho nurses. Take that joke back. Would never let a psycho nurse suck me off. But yeah, regardless, I'm looking forward to checking out this episode and seeing what it's got in store. So without further ado, this is episode 8 of season 4 of Fargo, The Nadir. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. Fargo has an amazing skill of making a delicious piece of food instantly look fucking disgusting.
Isn't that right, Hercules?
It's a strange ass combination of edits in this episode. Oh, okay, it's obviously going to be Nos Mayflower doing some fucking weirdo shit, isn't it? Actually, I take that back, okay, people getting tied up, I'm like going to alienate about 60% of my viewers here. I'm sure we've all been fucking tied up at some point. There's nothing too insidious about it. It's just, if Nos Mayflower does it, it is automatically evil. She could be singing a lullaby and it would have an undertone of Charles Manson in it. Do you know what I'm saying? I absolutely hate this bitch. Look at her little psychopath feet. Nobody's feet jiggle like that. The fuck are you doing?
By the by, I'm getting married in March.
What?
It's just business. Shouldn't affect this.
That's gonna break her heart. I've still got a little side bet on Mayflower being the death of this guy this season. Could easily be the case.
I got such excellent care.
What's wrong with you?
It was a kind of malaise.
This is a weird fucking backstory. So she grew up as an ill person and got excellent care of doctors. What in the psychological head fuckery sort of way do you develop a fetish for the adverse of what you got out of that? What the fuck?
You said your mom was a saint. What kind, I'm asking?
Just the patron saint of me.
Yeah, not everybody has to be a magical patron saint or nothing. As long as they're saint in one person, it's still quite saintly. Although I don't think they did a fucking good job.
When you say he made a full recovery, what do you...
Oh, you are fucked now, bitch.
What room is he in? I should visit.
She is panicking, and as well she should be.
But never you mind. Thank you for your time.
Thank God something didn't go right for her. I hope this racist makes a recovery, puts her in jail, then gets lynched by black people. Perfect character arc.
Remember how I said my dad gave me to another family when I was a kid?
No, you never.
It was a power share. But here's the thing.
Even this guy's looking a bit Hitlerish right now.
And he did things to me you should never do to a child.
Wow, he was actually trying to open up about his childhood trauma in the Irish Mafia, and it sounded like he was alluding to molestation and stuff like that. And she didn't have time to hear it. Thanks, you insufferable twat.
You get the fuck out of my house! You make me sick, do you hear me?
That's love!
I don't know if it was the kind of bra from that era or what was going on there, but Nos Mayflower had the single sharpest titty I have ever seen.
I swear, you women and your jealousies.
Don't be here when I get back!
A scene where I almost side with Nos Mayflower. You can't be fucking calling her jealous because you're about to get married. That is definitely a you problem, my friend.
What's this now?
Oh, I fucking love this episode so far. Nos Mayflower's been caught out and now Gaetano's back. Yes! Fucking take that, you little fucking pencil-necked bitch. I hope nobody stops him. I don't want a single person to step in and be like, Gaetano, we can't, it's too far. Or you know what the dialogue's gonna be. Just let him turn him into paste. That's even more disrespectful though than to just knock him out and then get back to partying.
You murdered a child to have me killed. I'm so proud of you.
What? No, this is horrible. Why is Gaetano this fucking stupid?
Let me go, I think, waiting to kill you. And I realized he wants me to do this.
Yes, that is true, but your brother also wanted him to kill you. So is there a lesser of two evils there? Surely getting snaked off your own brother is worse.
What is happening right now?
He is a devious little hipstery snake. If you own mustache wax in this place, I guarantee it's empty and he claims no knowledge of it.
Toro. Tutto muscoli. Ma tu sei lo stratega.
No, the first part was correct. This guy has fucking zero strategy, Gaetano. I truly miss the days of calling you Mario Gaetano. I wish I could develop amnesia, but alas, I know your fucking name. I hope this is just a big convoluted speech and Gaetano ends this with a kill.
Io prometto di proteggere il mio saggio fratello e di fare la sua volontà.
What? What a fucking unsatisfying outcome to this scene.
From now on, no man will judge you, but that you will judge yourself.
I don't even know if this is realistic, man. If you were in the mafia, you found out your brother had sent you to be killed, not even off one of your mafia guys, you know, gunshot in the back of the head, you don't really feel or know nothing about it, but off an opposing gang who were going to torture you to death. And you go back to that place and are just like, good idea, that didn't work, but it was great. I will now do anything you tell me to. What?
Come here.
This scene didn't work for me, makes fucking zero sense to me. I'm literally doing mental gymnastics just now, thinking as a writer as to how you could justify that, and the only way he's done it is just to the erratic insanity of Gaetano's reasoning. To me that still doesn't work, because behind all that insanity was like a deeper wiseness as to knowing what's going on with Gaetano. That's what I got from him prior to that scene.
Fargo.
What is in Fargo? Other than a lot of goddamn happy people. They put this plot on the back burner since last episode with Nurse Mayflower's distraction to the head of the hospital, but inevitably her direction is going to re-center on this girl at some point in the last few episodes.
Louis Armstrong?
Everybody says Louis. What about Dizzy?
Don't act like you know Mr. Gillespie on a first name basis. I'm disappointed, we've been in this house for about 10 minutes now and still no zombie cameo. Is this her searching for the room of the guy now? If he's talking, you would think the first thing he'd say is like, I need police, I need security, get me fucking help, there is a woman trying to kill me.
Attempted murder, the authorities think. No. I kid you not.
Oh, she is fucking done for. Please tell me she's done for.
The authorities thought it best to transfer Dr. Harvard out of state until he can make a full recovery and offer evidence on his assailant.
How's she gonna fix that? Surely this is her, caught, snailed, trapped, mousetrap shut on her little dumb neck. That was a really good scared brisk walk she did there. Now let's see what Nurse Mayflower's version of damage control is. Oh, she's literally gonna go to the fucking state of the hospital he's in to finish the job then. Would not be a bad idea for Nurse Mayflower just to run away. Just the way this series has been written, I refuse to believe this is the last we're gonna see of her. Oh fuck, she's gonna match the handwriting now, isn't she? This is not good. This is not good at all. Motherfucker. Just as I was saying earlier in the episode that it was gonna wrap back round to the daughter at some point.
In the last year, many of Nurse Mayflower's patients have died under mysterious circumstances.
And don't look so shocked and betrayed, you fucking weirdo. You're the one that made her a death pie.
Dead patients, misappropriated personal items, stolen medication.
My god, it's such a detailed letter. She should have maybe sent out multiple copies of that letter. You know, one to the head of the hospital, one to the police department, one to the papers, etc. You know, you're way less killable if you make yourself public when you become a whistleblower. Not that people won't just kill you anyway, but you got the best chance if the world is watching you.
Oh, I got me one of those too. Makes a pretty sound when it fires.
How the hell's Timothy Oliphant been able to finesse his way through this whole season just with his words? No one's tested him yet. I actually want to see someone test him at this point. Oh, for fuck's sake. Someone just shoot him. I know, he's an FBI, you've probably ruined your life, but just to wipe the smile off his face, just one in the knee, like, pow, really? Mormon racist cop? Go eat a fucking carrot.
And as a wise man once said, alcohol is your friend with a knife.
It's a good description of alcohol, that actually. That was a genius man who penned that quote.
I came to your fair city to do a simple job, what feels like ages ago, and yet here's me still, bamboozled at every turn.
Can also see his point of view. He has been here quite a while, has basically just tried to talk his way to the bottom of something and got absolutely nowhere. But his opinions on black people make me unable to root for him in any way.
We circle back, inevitably, to your original statement, to wit, I'm accountable for those ladies, murderers both, thieves and cheats.
He was quick on the draw that time. He certainly knows when to draw and when not to.
Giving up 2 strangers to keep the might of the federal government off your back. Well, now that should be as facile as breathing.
Again, that speech led to a very good point, but it's like, no, there is a cut-off point. He doesn't fucking work with police still. He is a criminal. Why would he work with his enemy?
When you cross the state line, don't come back. It ain't safe for you in Missouri no more.
You boys have a nice day.
I've brought this up before, but I do really like how they've written so many characters to be void of fear for different reasons. Timothy Oliphant's character strikes me as being void of fear because of his religious beliefs, for example.
And before you lie, just know I ain't been fooled by man or beast since Hitler was still giving speeches in beer halls.
So you were fooled by Hitler? Well, that does not reflect good on you.
What was it you were saying about being a cop again?
This isn't a choice. I got a condition.
This would be an interesting character change if the detective all of a sudden gets back on the side of the law.
So now I'm on the street, I'm the boss, except turns out being a cop's real risky. Risky makes me nervous.
I really feel sorry for this character the more we see of him.
So, let me throw you a rope. You want to die like a man, you gotta live like a man.
Fair advice there. It's so strange how you get pearls of wisdom from even the most ignorant people sometimes. No offence to Mormons, but I'm sure if you were that offended, you'd just wave your underwear at me and turn me into a frog.
I want to get some sweets.
That sweet tooth's gonna kill you one of these days.
Well, that's some foreshadowing dialogue right there. This is definitely going to be the scene where a shootout occurs. It's just perfect for it. It's like the Untouchables.
Cheer up, Palomino.
I'm not sure if this detective name's actually Palomino or it's just slang for pal that Timothy Oliphant keeps calling him, but he's called him it like 3 times now. I'm starting to think it's his fucking name. But I would feel like such a dick if I started calling him Palomino, only for the comments to be like, calm down, Mormon, eat a carrot about it.
Hitting them eye ties was some of the most fun I ever had.
Barrel of monkeys.
The extended version of Planet of the Apes had way more hand talking. Hey, I'm a fucking gorilla out here! I'd have watched it. Hey, I'm fucking throwing my own poop over here! This YouTube channel is beginning to be a cataloguing of my slow but surefire descent into insanity, and I'm here for it. Ah, shit, spotted. I don't even know if these 2 women still have firearms on them, do they? This might get really messy. She's seen him as well though, so they have a chance. Fucking move quickly, please. She's taking her time. Oh shit, they ain't going anywhere. Oh man, I feel like they're both gonna die in this scene. There's just too many cops. Just too many cops. It was me so happy that they'd fucking made it off into the sunset. Nope, caught at the train station, take your happy ending and die. Nice, she's got the grease gun which was provided to her by Chris Rock as well. So risky having a shootout in a place like this though. There's no way you're not gonna hit a civilian.
Go! Go! Go!
I don't even want this guy to go in here at this point. Why do I get the feeling he's gonna catch a stray bullet? He doesn't need to be dealing with this bullshit. This is so similar to the Untouchables right now. Oh shit. Well, yeah, I kinda like that woman a bit less, that she's clearly just mowed through about 30 innocent civilians to hit police. That was definitely the work of the automatic rifle there. She's killed so many innocent people. But I don't see their bodies, so did they actually get away? Timothy Oliphant must be closing in on them, but I do not know how many actual cops are left. Oh, just these 2. All the henchmen have been killed. When the writing's this clean, it seems unrealistic, like really every last police officer died and it just so happened the 2 members of the police we're following survived. shit! What the fuck? Oh, don't kill them all, mate. I was just starting to feel sorry for you. What the fuck? This is a weird time for a zombie cameo. What's going on? Yes, thank God she got away. These women are fighters, man. I can't believe he just headshotted the native lady like that. And he's looking at him like he's a fucking traitor from the grave. You better hope that Mormon God isn't real, because if he's real, you are fucking done for in the afterlife, mate. And there was me starting to feel sorry for this guy this episode, and he just did a complete villain turn at the end of it. That's what I get for starting to invest in a character. That woman is so lucky she survived though, when you think about that whole scenario and how many cops were coming down the station entrance at them. They did a good job, but yeah. I guess she is definitely not leaving now though. She's gonna be on a one-woman revenge spree for Palomino, or whatever his real name is. This is absolute insanity to me. I can't wrap my head around this reconciliation.
Milligan shot him first, took the kid, and they flew the coop. So Calamina's gonna run him down.
Oh, Irish's real name is Milligan as well.
You know, Irish, that's a run straight to him.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. And he didn't. Okay, there was his one moment to be a mastermind and he was just rolling the dice.
Come here.
Boys, come inside. It's freezing out.
I can't believe he is so impressed at the plot to kill him.
We're talking about business. Parliamo di soldi. Money.
Come in.
Mwah.
Come on.
And you must have been the best mum in the world as well to raise such stellar kids. Okay, opening with a horror movie camera shot here. But you know, there has been zombies already in this season, so what are you gonna do? Yo, someone is walking up on these guys. What is this? Is this the Irish? Is this the Irish coming back for their turf? These are definitely the guys that Chris Rock armed earlier. Gaetano actually has magazines in his pistols this week instead of 6-shooters. It was a sensible upgrade.
Chasto!
Gaetano!
You okay? Yeah.
And again, writing this clean makes it seem unbelievable. What, the two members of the Mafia are the only two guys unscathed and every other henchman has died? That's just too clean. It makes it seem like video game writing. Oh my god. For fuck's sake. I mean, this episode is doing a brilliant job in demonstrating the potential, ramifications of shooting off an automatic weapon when there's innocents in the vicinity. Okay, and that was episode 8 of season 4 of Fargo, The Nadir, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, The Nadir, what did I think of that? I found this episode really frustrating, but only because I was rooting for certain things to happen that didn't, and hoped certain things for certain people that turned out not to be true. And what I mean by that is, essentially, I was hoping those two women were going to get off into the sunset. They did a rough time of things from the very first moment we saw them escaping jail to all the other shit they went through, actually paying back the family who were in debt and then bouncing. But no, it was not to be. Timothy Oliphant managed to give what we thought at the time was a speech to get the detective guy back on his side, and they trapped him at the train station. A very Untouchables-like shootout, so many innocent bystanders in a place like a public train station. There was just always bound to be collateral, especially when one of the two robber women had a fucking grease gun, which is just going to mow down anybody in her sight. Yeah, strange new bit of criticism for this episode though. Like I said, when you have every henchman die except the two primary characters who don't even catch a stray, and that happened twice in a singular episode, the writing is so clean it borders on lack of realism. Like if Timothy Oliphant had just took one in the fucking shoulder or arm during the shootout, and maybe 2 or 3 of the cops who were all dead had survived but were wounded, and one of them came with Timothy Oliphant at the end, it would have just seemed less clean, thus more realistic. The way this was written in both scenarios, with the two primary people involved in the shootouts both walking out scot-free, strange. The only person that was actually a target that got killed in both of those shootouts was the native woman, and she was killed after the fact in a bait and switch involving Detective Guy, which is the thing which disappointed me given how he was presented in this episode and what I hoped for him. I'd started to root for him, I'd sympathise with him in the intro that the walls are closing in on him, and we also got a bit more of his backstory, and him genuinely explaining that people had judged him all his life for his weird tics and his awkwardness and stuff, and you really started to feel for the character, only for him to run in the station, shoot Timothy Oliphant, which is like fair enough, cool, but then turn around and shoot the native woman in the head. Oh, fuck you. I was just starting to like you as well. And the other main thing is Nurse Mayflower is on the case. I don't know what her plan is from here though, because it's like her attention's been split now, because not only has that guy survived and been flown out of state to a poison specialist hospital where he'll be able to heal and retell the story, so she has a limited time window to get to him and stop that getting out, but then also she's just matched the handwriting, so she now knows it was the daughter who tried to incriminate her. So she's kind of got a choice of two things now. She could focus on the daughter and, you know, get her revenge for the person trying to expose her, but surely the even bigger threat right now is this guy healing in a hospital out of state, so I don't know what her plan is. She was packing a bag. If she has the balls to go out of state, track this guy down in a different hospital and finish the job, oh my god. I don't want any spoilers, but if this woman does not have a gruesome death this season, it will be so unsatisfying. And even worse than that, Gaetano gets released and then all of a sudden fucking loves his brother for a convoluted plan to try and get him tortured to death. That just doesn't even work with what they've shown me of Gaetano so far. He seems like a loose cannon, but when his eyes narrow, you know, and he surveys the room, that's when you know there's a lot going on up there with Gaetano, and yes, he is reckless, a loose cannon, all muscle, all fury, but he still understands mafia families, organised crime, who might be a snake, who might be to this, who might be to that, and I feel like they just threw all that away for him just to be like, yeah, I'm crazy, and because you tried to get me killed, and it just didn't really work for me. Like, I'm not trying to shit on this season because it is popularly known as the worst one, but that is another, like, strange choice to me. All in all, these are nitpicks because I'm still really enjoying this season, but it is flawed, and it is my job as a reactor to be honest with you guys, and just some things this season are baffling choices. Like, I really can't actually understand the thought process that led to that decision, and that's what's weird about this season to me, because I had so much faith in Noah Hawley as a writer, studying season 3 really deeply and seeing all the subtle choices he made from start to finish. I was so confident. Not to say he can do no wrong, because nobody can do no wrong, but I had faith that, like, he'd mastered his craft to the point that he had a filtration system which would take out jarring shit. I don't know, like weird fart jokes, a hipster Don, strange choices made by aggressive characters that make them just seem dumb as fuck. I'd love to interview him about this season, but he would fucking hate me. But it would genuinely be like from the heart. I wouldn't even put it on YouTube. I'd be like, can we do an interview? And then I'll just burn the footage. But I have so many questions that you will be offended and hate me after I ask, but I need to know, and I'm prepared to sacrifice your friendship for the fucking answers. And as much as all that sounds like I am not, I am still genuinely looking forward to next week's episode. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.